Get me hyped already.
There we go. If you didn't know what it was the season 5 review of Cobra Kai. Are we ready? Yes, we are. Cobra Kai season review. Oh, it's not even season review. It's episode 1 and 2 review by the Below the Line Media. We've got me, Kieran Stewart, and Garth Lewis. How you doing, Garth?
Good, mate. Just watched a couple of episodes of Cobra Kai, so I'm ready to go and like punch a tree or something. You know what I mean? Get my ace or ace. Get a couple of them going. You know?
honestly, yeah. It's like I'm watching this stuff like late at night. Yeah, so it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm seeing a fight, and I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, go on. Chosen, like my new favorite character at the moment.
100%, bruv. 100%, bruv.
No, mate. Honestly, like nostalgia, everything. Just from the start. Look, we're going from the start. We all knew it was going to happen. Daniel LaRusso shuts down Miyagi-Do karate. It seems like Groundhog Day when that happens. It's like again. Daniel LaRusso shuts down Miyagi-Do karate. I don't know how many times I've heard it. And then Sam gets upset. You can't do this, Dad. You can't do this, Dad. And then, yeah, I mean, that's a little side story. That's like, it's got to happen. It's a little bit jarring, but like, it's there. It's there. It happens. It's good to see a couple of the other characters back there as well. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name?
Who?
The annoying kid.
Oh, Dimitri.
It's good to see Dimitri back, but we only saw snippets of him, like minor snippets of his old moany self again. It's throw it back. Like, just in case you've forgotten a character, there's no real scene for him here, but we're just going to throw in remember Dimitri's about with the little moan, which I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot.
No, to be fair, as you know, you watched the 4 seasons before I'd even started, hadn't you? So I was whinging about him a lot in the first season. I was like,
yeah, and the whole time, the whole time, I'm like 2 seasons ahead. And I'm like, give him a chance. Like, I'm trying to help you, like build to love the character when he's annoying. I want you to love him when he's annoying, so you love him even more when he fights back.
That's a great. Because that is a great moment, I think, in that school fight scene. I think that season 2, the school fight scene where he kicks Hulk into the glass cabinet, and that's when you're like, all right, yeah, that's season 2, right? Yeah, mate, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's
so long ago. That seems so long ago. Season 2. Man.
For me, I mean, I was never the biggest fan of Karate Kid Part 3. I never really liked Terry Silver as a character, but they've done him well. He's coming across as a right evil. Like, I know he's series 4, but now he's becoming like, wow, you're probably an evil genius, bro.
Yeah,
you know
I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant because it shows how good they've made these characters when you learn to actually. There's a little bit of inside of you that likes the character, even though he's evil, even though he's going to do completely wrong against all the characters you love. You actually like something about him. You like his devious side. He's not just a lazy villain. He's got so much depth to him, isn't he? Like, it's brilliant. Like, we get onto episode 2 in a sec, but I just wanted to go back to when you said you weren't really a fan of Karate Kid 3. In my head, when all the Karate Kids we were speaking about Karate Kids before, in my head that was the second one, but that was the third one. When Daniel joins Cobra Kai, and he starts to when he busts his fists and breaks on the. Bruv, I love that one. That was the American Bad Boy one, weren't it?
Yeah. Mike Barnes. The rumors are obviously he's in this season, isn't it? Like, that is the rumors. Like, I say, like rumors. It's known that he's in this season, bruv, at some point. I think what I like about his character as well is the way that they talk about how silly everything's going on. Like in season 4, Terry Silver gives me like, do you understand how ridiculous it is that I was so up on cocaine and everything that I was terrorizing a teenage boy like for karate in the valley? Are you mad? Like, I like the way they're doing that. You know, everyone. Even like when again season 4, but when they're trying to get the All Valley Championship reinstated, and like the head chairwoman's like, I don't understand why karate is so important in this town, but yeah, all right,
yeah, fine. Side jokes, yeah, I love that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's an in joke for our fictional town, but we love that. We love the in jokes. We appreciate the in jokes because it's not real, but it's real. It's real, but not real. All right, we get it.
Yeah. Quick on the side, I'd like to know because apparently, like when the first Karate Kid came out in what is it, 84. Like karate dojo membership went up like 5,000%. I'd be interested to see if it's got a bit like Top Gun. Like apparently, like the Navy Air Force got like the recruit. It was the best recruitment for the Navy of all time. Top Gun. I wonder how many people have started joining karate dojos now. Because I said to the missus afterwards, I was like, I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, I could do a bit of exercise. Yeah,
loosen out a bit. Just out a bit. Do some like. You rock up to karate like Dimitri, bruv. Like, well, I've watched Karate Kid 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've watched up to season 5 of Cobra Kai, so I'll probably say I'm maybe like a brown belt.
But then again, I get the same feeling about joining an MMA gym every time I watch a UFC fight. So it happens with everything, you know. I mean, if I walked into one of them gyms, mate, I'd walk straight out to it. Nah, that's too much effort, mate. I'm fucking too old for this shit, bro. I don't care. I'm out. To be fair, I suppose we should really get into actually reviewing the episodes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look. It starts off with Miguel on his trip to go and find his dad, and he gets robbed. I did think Miguel was going to fight back there and kick some ass. I thought he was going to, because I'm eyeing up them geezers myself. Because I feel like I do that every time there's going to be a row. I'm like, okay, in this situation, if I was Miguel, what would I do? Okay, if I was Robbie, what would I do? Okay, I'm going to kick some ass in this situation. Every situation usually ends up with me saying I'm going to kick some ass. However, Miguel was state champion before he had his back broken. He's fully fit now. He's all right. He can have it. Or is this the story they're trying to tell? There's a little bit of he doesn't really want to fight anymore. There's a little bit of a barrier when it comes to fighting now. Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, I think it was more just script writing so that when Johnny and Robbie turn up, they can beat the shit out of them. I think that it was just that. I think he was, because I thought that myself. I presumed as soon as it was happening, I presumed he was going to be like, "Oh, all right, you want to take our money, do you?" Gives him the way, bang, you know what I mean? Take the first one down and then kick the shit out of the other three. But no, yeah. Good scene though, mate.
Went straight for the ones you saw in the film, straight to the nose. Yep, 10 to 15 years.
I've watched Con Air one too many times, mate. I've watched Con Air one too many times.
Still my wallet, death.
I found it quite slow, the first episode. The start all the way to the end. We'll get into it properly, the synopsis. But I found the start particularly so.
Yeah, I said that in my little 1 minute review. That the first episode for me was slow. Like, it was slow. But what they did towards the end of the episode is really build up to what the second episode was, and I thought the second episode was excellent. The build up so we don't miss out. The build up by the end of the first episode was Daniel having a conversation with Chosen basically letting Daniel know that Terry Silver's previous sensei was a nutcase, basically, and
no honor.
No honor. You got to be careful. And then just that little build up to that. There, I was on edge. Because that says so much about how they've built up the character of Terry Silver. Oh, yeah. Because immediately I was like, you're going to get found out. This geezer knows everything. And Daniel even said it. be careful not to drop your guard, because if you do, you won't even know that he knows, and it will be too late. And the whole dinner, we're going to episode 2 now. The whole dinner, bruv, I'm on edge. I'm on edge how am I on edge? It's a TV series, bruv. The suspense, it was killing me. The whiskey, having a bit of whiskey, the details that he goes into, and what I do also respect about Terry Silver is he respects his craft. He may look like just a hotshot rich man who likes to spout all the nonsense about he was here, there, and everywhere. No, he's actually done it. He actually knows all the finer details to all the karate and every single type of karate. And that's why I think everyone's got a lot of respect for him as well.
And I think this is showing out. For me, that first episode was pretty slow because we're already moving into the more interesting bits of the second episode. You know what I mean? Like, just briefly, he turns up in Mexico down, he's looking for his father. That bit, can we get on to, like, he goes to, I'm still not sure who he went to first with that, the drug dealer or anything, who isn't his dad. Like, why is there, you know?
Yeah. So the first, this is episode 1, wasn't it? So the first one where he goes to like just a bunch of random criminals. I'm guessing. I don't know.
The Australians sent him there on purpose. You know what I mean? Or something
maybe
like that.
He sent him there. Maybe he just knew it was a bar with some people that might look like they could be someone. Like, I don't know. Nectar. It was a bit random. It was a bit like he got sent to the wrong place. But then later on, the guy said, "No, it wasn't the wrong place. I was just going to nick your wallet anyway." Like, so that was a bit confusing. So maybe that guy did know Miguel's dad, and maybe later on, I'm sure Miguel's dad's going to appear again later on, and maybe that guy will turn up.
Yeah. I didn't think of that. That's a great shout. Actually, you know they're going to turn back up later as the next bad guy.
Yeah, if Miguel's dad is meant to be as big as a hot shot he is, then those people around there will know who he is, and would not have said they know who he is because of he's such a big time.
Yeah, but that was lazy screenwriting for me. That was the next bit where he's on the phone to his mum and he just happens to see someone shout to a man called Hector in the street, and he's like,
"It was so random." It wasn't it. It was because it was like you didn't see your dad there, and all of a sudden you're on the phone to your mum, and someone behind you just so happens to be your dad. Yeah.
It's the way he says it as well. Dad. I was like, oh, that's poor, man. But listen, I love this show, so I'm not going to dig out too much. But yeah, that's a poor bit of right. There's a lot of contrivances in the script. There was
a few bits there. There's a few bits in there where I was just like, I don't know why you just haven't told him you're his son. Like,
yeah.
But like, you wouldn't tell him now.
That out as well. Yeah,
you dragged it out too long.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't tell him now because then he's gonna want to be in your life, and your mum's gonna get in trouble because she took him away from him, which is why she's probably scared that you're going back to tell him that you're his son. And he's off the wall, mate. He ain't a dad. Like he ain't all there. He ain't a dad. He ain't a dad. What else happened in episode 1? Just before we move on.
The thing that the catalyst for this season is obviously Terry Silver expanding Cobra Kai. He's got a brand new dojo, massive dojo, obviously, and he's going to try and expand throughout the throughout America and the worldwide. I presume is his goal. You know, what I mean? That storyline alone's ridiculous. Like no one.
Yeah. No, because the thing is, one, no one's doing karate. Everyone's moving into MMA or maybe going a little bit back into boxing. Yeah, but two. As he was saying, I was like, how are you going to make sure that you're keeping the same levels in America, the same stands you are in America, that you're going to be able to get in every country across the world? It's going to saturate it, mate. It ain't going to work. It's
just to give LaRusso something to fight for, isn't it? Because that is the problem. When you get into a show like this, once you've got rid of this, is what happened with the Karate Kid franchise itself. Is he had obviously Kreese in the first one and Johnny Lawrence, then it was Chosen in the second one, and then it was Terry Silver and John Kreese and Mike Barnes in the third one. Like you have to keep making it more bad guys turning up, more people from the, you know what I mean? So listen, it's still a banging show, but like I say, slow episode. The dojo's opening up. For me, Chosen is the character of the season thus far, mate.
I'm loving it.
Special shout out because I think she's been amazing all throughout. Is Amanda LaRusso's missus. Like, I think she's great throughout, man. She really is. But yeah, Chosen, bruv. Because I hated that geezer as a kid. I hated him so much Karate Kid. Like, no, not having it, bruv. And I liked his little cameo in season 4 as well. I liked that a lot, obviously, when LaRusso goes to Okinawa again. But I didn't think he was coming back, and I was pleased to see him at the end of season 4. That absolute great reveal where he's talking to Mr. Miyagi's grave. It just pans out to Chosen.
Yeah. And for anyone that didn't remember, I love the little flashbacks. I love them flashbacks. They're 100%. Brilliant because it's quite easy to forget. And if you are going to remember anything, it's from one of them flashbacks from when you was a kid. Chosen, played by Uji Okimoto, is it?
Bruv, you said it, not me, mate.
Yeah. I made a little note as I was watching it, and I said the introduction of Chosen is adds so much value on so many different levels, even a comedic level. He's so dry. He's so dry. It's brilliant. It's my kind of sense of humor. There's a bit of dad jokes in there, just deadpan jokes. Like, it's brilliant. I love Chosen this.
I think the best one is, I think it's the second episode where he's got the I don't know what they are, but Raphael's weapons out, the turtles.
Yes.
You're just like, we're not going to literally cut his head off. He's like, these aren't for cutting heads, Daniel son. These are for stabbing, gouging, slicing. Great. But there ain't much more to talk about the first episode, apart from it sets up what's coming. You know what I mean? In my mind, very slow-winded. The whole, like, if they don't bring Miguel's dad back, then that whole thing down in Mexico is just pure
pointless.
Pure filler.
Pointless.
Yeah,
they will.
They've got to really,
They've got to circle
around.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get onto this year. Because it's in episode 2, and it was burning. I'm like screaming at the screen. Get back in the car, Johnny! And then Robbie gets out of the car. Robbie, get back in the car, man! It's a loose cannon. It's a Mexican cartel leader in that shot. I don't know what he's on. He's got a massive gun and he looks angry and on edge, bruv. Like, get back in the car with your FBI t-shirts. Like, what are you doing?
But what's the second episode? It starts with Chosen being taught by his uncle, don't it? And he gets caught with the little bag and the pillow underneath it. Yeah, talking about honor and everything.
Yes. You don't. You know, there's a lot of lessons in there as well. Which is another thing. There's a lot of lessons in there. Like about honor, and no one can take away your honor. Your honor's inside. It's you. Like,
not just that. There's a lot of I was saying this. This is what I was saying to you when I sent that message earlier. What I meant by it. There's a lot of lessons, life lessons, like about forgiveness and growing as a person and moving on past your mistakes and not necessarily letting your mistakes define you. Even if they have been, you've still got a chance all the time that you're still about. You've got a chance to, you know what I mean? Not like make up for them mistakes. They'll never vanish. And that's another good thing. Like these mistakes will live you. They're your scars. But it doesn't need to define you, you know what I mean? And that's where I think that's where the Tori arc's going to go with that. Like, I think it's going to go where she's going to have a babyface turn at some point, surely. Like, she ain't going to be.
Look, we're hoping that all of the characters end up in a Miyagi-Do karate or on the good side, like
Eagle Fang, mate. Eagle Fang for life, bro.
Oh, here we go. Miyagi Fang. We're hoping that they all come in because I can't remember. I need to get the names, but yeah, like there's some characters that have joined Cobra Kai that just they don't belong there. They don't belong there. So they need to come back over to, or they need to come over to Miyagi-Do. Full stop.
I think, to be fair, I think it's getting thin on the ground. Kenny, obviously, the young kid that was introduced in season 4, who's getting bullied by LaRusso's son. I think he'll have a little turn, one. Maybe. The quick one. But apart from that, I think you're getting to this is the evil ones now. Obviously, Kyler, the Asian kid who was the bully in the first season, who's at Cobra Kai, who thinks he's hot shit all the time. You know what I mean? He ain't ever going to turn, I don't think. And his little group of mates.
The Asian,
the one who cut, the one who cut Hulk's hair off in season 4 and stuff. I don't think he's ever going to have one. But I know exactly what you're saying. They're all going to return. Obviously,
but like you said, Kenny, Tori,
them two definitely, mate.
Yeah. And then obviously you get Dimitri, Eli, or Hawk. Robbie.
No, he's back to Eli now, isn't he? That's it. Like, Hulk's gone now, apparently.
Yeah.
He's back to Eli now.
And obviously, the Robbie and Miguel story, where they've never really been friends. They've never been friends because they were torn apart by a girl, and then like it was always something. It was always something, a misunderstanding usually, which was the story of Johnny and Daniel in the first place.
Yeah, that and this one thing I will say is like they're trying, like, they've got to because it's a season. But mate, if someone kicked me off a balcony and broke my back, I'd need a little bit longer than like 8 months to forgive you and be friends with you, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I just need a little bit more time. I'm not saying I'm never going to be friends with you, bruv. I just need a little more time. Like, I couldn't walk, bruv.
But I don't think Robbie helped it. Robbie didn't help it. Like, bro, we know you felt bad, or did you feel bad? Like you didn't help things. A little sorry, like, goes a long way. And I don't even remember you saying sorry to this date. Like, and you broke the kid's back, and it didn't need to go there because he stopped and you carried on. Let's just remember that. Just remember that.
They will definitely listen. The end will be obviously like it'll be like the Avengers.
They'll be circled. They'll be circled. They come back to back, and it'd be Robbie and Miguel back to back, like, and all of a sudden they get slow pans around, and they look at each other, and they like do that nod thing, and it turns
exactly
like double dragon, and they're like they go, and they fucking start tearing up stuff, and they finish off with a
something like that. You know, I was thinking personally more that like they'll have to come together and like all of everyone who's not Cobra Kai will like it with that scene where it pans out.
And they're like, they look around. It's Tory.
Everyone just standing.
They're doing that because they do that like a bit like Power Rangers, like the world's like it's an earthquake. Heavy breathing, look around, and they're like,
but again, I've set for the first half of this second episode slow for me. Obviously, like you're saying, Miguel figures out his old mate. Hector is an absolute nutter. Clearly, you don't see him doing any illicit substances, but that geezer's definitely on something.
Yeah, he's on something. He's wired as fuck, mate.
Yeah. What I do like is what they did though is they knew that if Johnny walked to, because Hector takes Miguel to an underground MMA fight, don't he? Yeah. Like after he saves his son. And when Johnny walked in there, I was like, don't tell me they're going to have like this old karate man beat this massive UFC fighter just with karate, because we all know it don't work in the octagon. Yeah, and they did that really well. They did it really well by shoving the pepper in his eye. So that
But I didn't like the fact that the MMA fighter had to cheat. Johnny got grabbed up by the other MMA fighter.
Yeah, but come on, you know, I mean, they're bad guys. You can't have them too. You got to have them, but I know what you're saying, 100%. Slow all the way up until they reunite, Miguel and Johnny. And again, Johnny's really got, in my mind, got to get into his head that every time he does something like this for Miguel, Robbie's behind him, like, bruh, I've been waiting like 19 years for you to do something like that for me, mate.
Yeah, and for a hunk. For a hunk.
Just because you're now banging his mum. Just because you're banging his mum, you want him to be your mate now. Like you're not even stepdad yet, bro. Calm down, mate. Like I'm here. Like I'm right here. I ain't had a polite word out of you in like forever. Like sort it out. Oh, we're going on a holiday. Yeah, to meet my new son.
Pilgrimage to get the new son, your new son, which you didn't tell me until it was too late, knowing full well that I wouldn't have come if you would have told me at the start.
But again, they're the contrivances in the script that keep the story going, you know. I mean, you've got to allow it, but you have got to allow it. So,
but then the second half, all sorts of it. I'm allowing all sorts of it. And as you said, the second half, you're just going into the second half, bruv. For the moment, the Chosen goes into the arena and starts to do the training session. I was just like, yeah, this is it. And then Terry's standing next to him, and I was like, that's when the anxiety started to build right there, because I'm like, he knows.
When he's teaching Tori,
man, he knows. This guy. It makes me want a ponytail. Like it's that bad. It makes me want to slick back my hair and have a ponytail. I remember what he was like in the first time, and now I remember what he's like now. And he's probably more cooler now. Like Terry Silver,
definitely,
is the guy. Yeah. Like he's the guy. He's the guy. If there's a villain Like if there's a fancy dress and you've got to come as a villain, if I turn up in a karate with a black belt, a gi with a black belt, you know who I am. I may have to have a wig, slick back hair wig with a ponytail, but you know who I am. You'll know who I am.
You may have to have a wig here. Yeah, no, definitely. I think you're going to have a wig, mate. You know. And secondly, there's nothing wrong with a ponytail. Nothing wrong with a ponytail, mate. I had one for long enough. You know.
I was going to say it's gone now. It's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, long gone. Grey hairs, mate. The problem is I haven't got the silver that Terry Silver's got. I've just got streaks of white and then black, and it just looks awful, mate. It looks like I'm a tramp. So no, I had to get rid of it. I had to get rid of it, mate. I had to get rid of it. But like you're saying, the moment he walks into that dojo, bruv, their tension rose for me entirely. That was the moment, though, also where I thought about Tori's definitely going to turn around. You've already seen it. She's got second thoughts about it. She doesn't like the fact that she didn't win, even though she did. She didn't win by her own own momentum. It was merit. That's the word I'm looking for.
There was a fallback. There was a cushion. Now it wasn't needed, but there's always going to be that thought in the back of her mind. Maybe the referee was lenient on things. Maybe he was giving a few things. I did win, but how much did he play in my victory? That's going to play on it. And the fact that she's got that sort of moral compass says a lot about her, and says that she's going to turn the other way. Like we all know that she was a misunderstood character deep down anyway, from a bad background. So like we knew eventually she'd come good.
I ain't gonna lie though, mate. If she asked me to join Cobra Kai, I definitely would. But yeah, that tension that filled me up, and as we're going to get into now, that dinner scene, mate. I know you were just saying it, but like everything about it, that dinner scene with Chosen gets invited by Terry to dinner because he's suspicious, obviously, and every moment that was as tense. And I'm not joking; people might love her, but that was as tense as the scene in Inglourious Bastards where they're all in the bar downstairs. Like it was tense, mate.
As you were saying it just there, I was going to say, that's up there. The way they built the tension is up there with what I'd see in a Hollywood movie, and I'd be like waxing lyrical about the tension they built up in there. Like it's very reminiscent of Asian type films where a lot of it is there's not much dialogue, but there's like music in the background, small things like you'll hear the glass. So where it's so quiet and you've got like a violin, one string instrument playing in the background, you hear little things like the tap of the glass, the this and that. And where it's got that and there's not much speaking, it's building that suspense and tension where you're thinking every time Terry Silver goes to say something, he's gonna reveal that he knows your secret. He knows what you're doing.
Even the table, even the way that they're sat, like opposite ends of the long table, and he's got a great villain smile, villain smile. I don't know who plays him, to be fair. I should have looked up. Whoever plays Terry Silver, he's got a great villain smile, mate. Absolutely outstanding.
And obviously Thomas Ian Griffith.
There you go, then. There you go. Yeah, great. Like, to be fair, I don't think he's done anything really else apart from Karate Kid 3, you know what I mean? When he got that phone call, he must have been like, oh, yeah. I should have skipped him, mate. Like his agent had to put out an old dusty book.
Like cats and dogs jumping out of it.
But for me, it wasn't so much the table scene that as tense as that was. It's when he took it down into the sword room, bro. I was like, it's done. He's about to stab him up. He's about to stab him up.
When he brought him into the sword room, I was like, oh, he's gonna pull the sword out. And we all know what happens with samurais. You open up a sword, you got to finish him off. He's got to draw blood. Like that's it. That's it. And then it was like, to be my psychic, I was like, yeah. But we all knew that
didn't last long, mate. Didn't last long, bro.
And then when he walks back into the dojo, and then no one was there, you knew his time was numbered. You knew that was it. But stupidly in the back of my mind, I was still like, maybe this is just a test. Maybe this is just a test for Chosen. Maybe this is just Chosen's test to see whether he can still handle it. Nah. What he wanted to do is kick his ass. That's what he wanted to do. And he didn't.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Spoiler alert.
Yes, for me, that's one of the best fight scenes in all of Cobra Kai. Where he takes them 6 dudes down. Oh, mate. He's just staring at. He's basically staring at Terry Silver all the way through as well. Just one move, just like it's the. What I really loved was the white, clearly American in the blue gi who runs at him. He just kicks him in the chest, mate. I felt that, like the sound editing on that kick, bro. I was like,
first. Well, he kicked him in the thigh first. He kicked him in the thigh. He just went to walk and he went, just like, he goes to walk and someone boots you in the thigh. You never see that. And that's what I love about martial arts, yeah? They pull out moves that you just don't expect. Like, you don't expect a fingers to the jugular.
No.
Like, who does that? Like, you know how much that hurts. You know, if you was just about to walk towards someone and they booted you in the thigh, you'd be like, oh! Like, you would drop. You'd drop. Brilliant. And what I like about Chosen as well, yeah, he was brought up on some hardcore, hard-ass karate, yeah, not this defensive style Miyagi-Do karate, yeah. He was brought on some. He's punching people in the throat, like while looking at Terry Silver.
Yeah, those 6 senseis are not getting up as the same as they went down, bruv. They're different people. They're different men now, bruv. Like, they've got injuries for a lifetime.
Yeah, man and boy, except for they walked in men and walked out boys. Embarrassing.
Yeah, right. So it just goes to show that they've built Chosen up as the absolute enforcer. Clearly, I mean, he's clearly going to be a major part of the whatever's coming. I won't lie. I don't, because we know there's a season 6 coming. Mm-hmm. So but there's no All Valley going on. There's no tournament going on this season. Obviously, all the season 4 is the build up to the tournament.
Yeah,
but there isn't one. So it's all going to be about taking down Terry Silver. So I can't. Honestly, I'm going to gobble the next 8 episodes up over the next couple of days.
Season 6. Look, if season 6 is going to be the end of Cobra Kai,
it is apparently. Yeah, it is apparently.
Yeah, then season 6 just has to be just non-stop. Every episode, every time they see each other, they're just having it up. Whether it's in the street, in the park, in dojo, it don't matter. And honestly, that's all I want to see. I want to see season 6 of just some hardcore, in between a nice little bit of acting here and there, but the most of it is just kicking each other's ass, and then it finishes off with some, you know, the old school blood on the mouth, look at the hand. One of them ones. Just a true 80s side. Bit getting the old music in the background, building up, and then pick it up. Let's
Quick shout out, and I've got to shout out because obviously I'm not old enough to love this music, but the music they use in this is my sort of music, the 80s rock music, bruv, and they use it very well. Do you know what? This show, I don't care. Like, we've done the episode reviews now. That's basically the end of the second episode, isn't it? That is it. Oh no, obviously Tori lets Terry know that she knows that he cheated as well, like that bit as well, obviously.
Yes. And obviously with the Miguel, just type the Miguel's dad bit. Miguel meets his dad. He doesn't reveal to his dad that he meets his dad. His dad nearly finds out that Miguel is his son, but as he's flicking through his phone, because Johnny and Robbie turn up in FBI t-shirts, but the FBI t-shirts are female
body
inspectors. Such a Johnny type t-shirt. They think
it's what I thought.
They think it's FBI. Then Miguel's dad thinks that Miguel has something to do with it. Starts searching, looking for his phone. Nearly finds a picture of his mum. Doesn't. Then they were running together. Then Miguel's dad reveals himself for being not a drug dealer, a businessman, but off the hinge businessman. Pulls out a gun, puts it on the side, and that's where Miguel's balls go. Like,
to be fair, kid.
Yeah, no, look, that's it, yeah. I want to like Miguel. Yeah, I really liked him in the early seasons, especially the first season, because he was a bullied kid and he built up. But there's something about this year where it feels like they're trying to make me not like him as much as possible, because as the seasons have gone on, his character seems to have got a little bit wishy-washy here and there, and I don't know. There's just certain points where he's trying to be the tough guy when he shouldn't be the tough guy, and you just want him to be a bit more of the old Miguel, but still kick ass, and he's just not got back to that again.
Yeah, I think it's more. He was the star, obviously, to start with, and I think it's become an ensemble piece now. Plus, they've got to keep that tension between Robbie and him going. That's what I mean about the contrivances in the script. There's a lot of
forced,
easy, lazy writing, forced things where misunderstandings that in real life you'd just be like, no, mate, sorry, fella, that's not I mean. But in a heightened drama like this, you need to make them big things. Same as LaRusso and Lawrence all the way through it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many little misunderstandings where they're like, bruv, just explain to him what happened.
They just don't speak.
Just explain to him what fucking happened, bruv. But then we'd only get 2 episodes of Cobra Kai, right? So I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, listen, good second episode for me. I mean, and I was just going to say, this show, man, I know what it started as, but it has become I feel, one of the best shows out there right now. Like, it really is. It's enjoyable. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but the drama's high. Like, you want the characters to succeed. You want the ones that are bad guys. Yeah, man. They're doing really well. I don't know if they won any awards or not, but they better have done, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's one of them things where you just feel like it's going to be hard for them to win awards on a serious level because of the setting, because it's cheesy, because it's a little bit, like you said, contrived, a little bit forced here and there. But the as you said many a time, the message, like what we're getting out of it, the enjoyment that so many people got out of it. And like, there's some serious storylines in here, bruv. Considering this was from a film with not much to it. It's about a kid who moves to a foreign country and gets taught karate by a sensei. That's the premise of the one film. Like 30 years later, we're on to season 6 of a series. They've done really well. They've done really well. I just don't see him getting any serious awards from it.
You're right. I've just look. It's one of them shows, and this is exactly what it will be like from all. They've been nominated for a few Emmys. They're never going to win it, but they've been nominated. But so yeah, they're not.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah, great show and fair play. Because the other thing is, most of these people probably haven't acted in. Because I mean, 84. These films are our age, bruv. Like literally. So some of these people probably haven't acted in anything in like 28 years, bruv, since like the last one came out and shit.
Some of the people, like, I think when we got to meeting some of Johnny's older friends in episode, tell they really hadn't had much work since Karate Kid 1 and 2.
A couple of them were plumbers or something now, bro. They weren't acting
like, at really, all. Look, I know you've been completely away from the acting world, but could you just do this one episode?
Another strong thing about the show, though, making sure they're not recasting anyone of the original actors. They're just getting back the original people. So it's another good thing to talk about.
And tying in sort of things, like, because one of the actors actually died, didn't he, of cancer?
Yes. Yeah, that geezer who was dying of cancer in the show.
And they tied that into the show. And it's things like that. Like, they've really, you called it it's fandom, isn't it? You said it was. Like
fan service. Fan
service. They really play fan service, but I don't mind that. Mind that. The bringing it back to, as you said, casting the same cast as the originals. That you want that. That. Like, how many times have you watched the TV series and you're like, that's a different John from the last series? What's that all about? Now you've got to get used to new John's face as John. Like, we get over it after a while, but let's not do that. Let's keep the same cast. Brilliant. Yeah. And some of the actors who were in the originals have had very good careers. So to pull them back is not easy as well. So massive ratings. Massive.
Mate, if they pull Hilary Swank back for as the next Karate Kid, I'll be impressed then, mate. You know what I mean? If they can get the Oscar-winning Hilary Swank to come up and do it, mate, as well, that'd be hilarious. I tell you what, I hated the next Karate Kid, but if she turns up in a 6th season as like, oh, you need some help? Mr. Miyagi taught me as well. I'll be jumping about for joy, bro, all day. And I hated the next Karate Kid. That was awful, that film. I don't care, mate. That's dog shit. So
I put it back to my subconscious where I try to not remember any of that stuff, mate. Trust me.
Well, unless they want a multiverse here, you know what I mean? And Mrs. Miyagi's son, Jackie Chan, turns up with Will Smith's son as well. You know what I mean? Jaden Smith from the remake.
Hey, mate, you want to bring Jaden Smith from it? Bring Jaden Smith from it.
Well, Will Smith's a producer. Will Smith is a producer of this show. So that's where I got that last, like, oh, maybe he's just going to, get him in there. So, but no, love the show. One of the best, like, I mean, I'm watching a lot at the moment. I'm watching the Game of Thrones. I'm watching the Lord of the Rings. This I'm actually excited to watch. Like I can, like we were saying, sometimes, man, they're just rolling through, and I'm like, oh, I've got to stop. So yeah, glorious show.
All right. So make sure you catch us for the recap of the episode 3 and 4 coming soon.
Where do your fights again from?